Namaskaram. This is an audio and video check. If the audio and video is clear to you, please respond in the chat box. Thank you. Namaskaram. Welcome everyone. Is the audio and video clear to you? There are a few more people who have already registered for this webinar. They are yet to log in. So shall we wait for a few more minutes? So in the meantime, it would be best if all of you can use your headphones to enhance clarity. Also, it would be ideal if you can connect using a laptop or a PC. But if you're watching this on your phone, then you may want to turn on the do not disturb feature so that you're not interrupted by calls. Now, as we wait for the others to join us, we would like to take this opportunity to express our gratitude to all the healthcare workers, the police personnel, and all the others who are fighting this pandemic for us on the front line and trying to keep us safe and healthy. This is an offering put together by the Isha volunteers, which we would like to share it with all of you.
When one consciously risks his own life for the well-being of the other, that is worship-worthy. The healthcare workers, the doctors, the nurses, security agencies, the forces, the police and the various other staff, we bow down to you.
समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम। ममता का तू है दूजा नाम, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम। आपदा से ये रण तू है लड़ रहा, मौत का बढ़ रहा कारवां। तेरे हाथों से ही जग का आशीष है, तेरा जीवन तेरा ना रहा। इस पथ पर चले ना रुके ना डरे, विश्व तेरा ऋणी हो गया। सूरज की तरह तू अखंडित रहा, तेरा जीवन ही है प्रेरणा। समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम। ममता का तू है दूजा नाम, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम। मृत्यु औरों की है, हम सदा है यहाँ। आज हमने ये भ्रम खो दिया, पल पुकारे हमें ढूंढ खुद में जरा। जीवन की ये क्या है जुबान, आदतों में बंधा मन ये अंधा हुआ। दोहराएंगे ना गलतियाँ, जाया होंगी नहीं तेरी कुर्बानियाँ। तेरे साथ हैं हम यहाँ, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम। ममता का तू है दूजा नाम, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम।
That's our gratitude to all the men and women across the world consciously risking their lives for everybody's well-being.
Wonderful to have you all with us today. in all the programs that we conduct in Isha, we go to a great extent to set the right ambience for yoga. Because only if there is a committed atmosphere, these technologies for well-being will deliver the best results. Now, in the circumstance of an online session, it is up to you to create this committed space around you. So, before we start, shall we set the stage? There are many ways to go about this, but what is most essentially required is your commitment. Now, the next 30 minutes, can you dedicate it exclusively for this webinar? See, there are many ways to go about this webinar, but for this, you need to be absolutely focused. You should not be attending to anything else. Can we do that? If there are any young children around you, please make sure they are taken care of during the session. Also, please switch off your phones so that you're not interrupted by full calls or text messages. It is recommended to sit on a light or empty stomach. If you're on a full stomach or immediately after a meal, there may be a tendency for you to feel drowsy. Also, please do not get up in between to eat, drink, or use the restroom. The best way to stay alert would be to sit in a cross-legged posture with your spine comfortably erect. Do not keep it ramrod straight, keep it comfortably erect with your palms facing upwards on your thighs, hands uncrossed. If you feel you need to rest your back, you may do so, but please do not rest your head. Now, we all know that the situations around us are quite uncertain and challenging right now. Sadhguru has said that these unprecedented times has given us an opportunity to enhance ourselves. For this, Sadhguru has offered a number of tools. Today, we will be exploring yogic methods to enhance our respiratory health and boost our immunity. Everyone is concerned about their health and immunity, virus or not. Immunity is the basis of our well-being. So today we will be learning a simple practice. Please stay with us throughout the session. The practice that we will be learning is called Simha Kriya. Some of you might have already gone through this practice. So Sadhguru has offered this practice exclusively for us to enhance our respiratory system and boost our immunity. We will now go through the practice. Before we begin, for those of you watching this on your phone, you can keep your phone on a desk in front of you or right next to you. There will be a video with the demonstration. Please do not attempt the practice during the demonstration. Once the demo is over, we will go through the instructions once again, and there will be instructions for you to do the practice. So if you have any questions during about the practice, please do not type it in the chat box during the demonstration. Once we finish the practice, we will have some time to look at your questions.
So this is a simple practice. This is not relevant to people who are doing Shakti Chalana Kriya. It's not necessary to do this. But it could be done. If you're doing Shakti Chalana Kriya in the morning, in the evening, you can do it, or in the afternoon if you're hungry enough, you can do it. Otherwise, for those of you who do not know any other powerful process, this will help. One thing is, it will enhance your lung capacity. Another thing is, it'll enhance your immunity. And above all, if you can do it today, if you can do it for next 5 days, and suddenly one day you're not able to do it, this means definitely you got some respiratory problem. It may not be this particular virus, but it could be anything else. It doesn't matter what it is, you must have yourself checked if you suddenly find you're not able to do it. What it involves is that you have to fully stretch your tongue out with your mouth fully open, and then breathe as powerfully as possible without jerking the abdomen, but powerful pushing in and pushing out, both inhalation, exhalation, 21 times. And when it is done, you roll up your tongue upward. Push it as further back as you can. You don't have to use your hands. This is not a good time to use your hands. So roll up your tongue fully as much as you can by itself, like… and still with your mouth open. Again breathe the same way. Inhalation, exhalation as powerfully as possible, but you must get the sound by making a constriction in your throat like this. The sound must be there, it's important that you form a constriction at the throat level, at the pit of your throat, and make the sound, and inhalation, exhalation, fully exhaling, fully inhaling as powerfully as you can, but without jerking the abdomen, another 21 times with the tongue rolled up. Throughout the whole process, you have your eyes closed, you inhale fully and simply sit there with the fullness of breath for 1 minute. If you are beyond a certain age or your breathing is not that good, at least 30 seconds. If you're not able to do 1 minute, a minimum of 30 seconds you stay there. When the day you're not able to do it, you must understand that there is some problem with your respiratory system and you must go for a checkup. Right now, she will demonstrate. So what's being done is, one has to sit in a cross-legged posture, whichever way you can, whatever your body permits, and then use both the arms to push it up in such a way that your rib cage lifts off the diaphragm region, fully pushed up, and now extend your tongue fully out. Like this 21 times. When it's done, then close your mouth, that also 21 times, then close your mouth. You exhale with your mouth closed, making the sound at the pit of your throat by creating a constriction. And then if you wish to sit quietly for some time with your eyes closed, do that, and then you can do whatever you're doing. This is a simple practice that anybody could do. You ensure your stomach is not too full, you must be somewhat hungry. Even if you're not totally empty stomach, at least you must be somewhat hungry kind of situation. This is a simple practice, particularly those of you who are exposed either because you are medical personnel or you're police or you're in some other service where you're exposed to infected people. Please make sure you do this will make a lot of difference for you.
The practice instructions will be available online for your reference. Please do the practice exactly as instructed. Do not make any changes or modifications to it, such as increasing the count. Anyone between 6 and 70 years of age can do this practice, regardless of their physiological and medical conditions. Those below 6 years of age and those above 70 years of age can do the practice too, but they must do the breathing 12 times only, not 21 times. People who have or have had any kind of tumour in the brain or hemorrhage of the brain can do the practice, but they must do the breathing 12 times only, not 21 times.
Now we will review the instructions for Simhakriya once, and then you can do the practice. So how you do Simhakriya is, you sit in a cross-legged posture, whatever your body may permit. Place your palms on your thighs, close to the knees, palms facing downwards. Use both your arms to lift your body up in such a way that your ribcage lifts off the diaphragm region. Keep your eyes closed. Now open your mouth. Extend your tongue fully out. Now breathe as powerfully as possible without jerking the abdomen. You breathe fully in and fully out. When you're doing this, you should get the sound from the pit of the throat. How you get this is, when you exhale, you make a constriction at the pit of the throat and you exhale and inhale so that the sound comes from the pit of the throat. You do this for 21 times. Then you roll up your tongue and push it back as far as possible without using your hand. Now once again you breathe as powerfully as possible by making the sound from the pit of the throat. You do this for 21 times. After this, continue to keep your eyes closed. With your mouth closed, you inhale fully. Once you inhale fully, hold this fullness of your breath for 1 minute. If you're of a certain age and you cannot hold it for 1 minute, you hold it for a minimum of 30 seconds. After that, with your mouth closed, exhale with a sound from the pit of the throat. Once you've exhaled, if you feel like you wish to sit for a few minutes with your eyes closed, you may do so. Now you have 3 to 4 minutes to do the practice on your own. Please slowly open your eyes. If you have any questions about the practice, please post it in the chat box. Please do not answer each other's questions. We are here to support you with your questions. So one thing is that most of us are doing this practice for the first time. So you might find it difficult when you're doing the practice. When you're breathing it, you may not be able to breathe it as powerfully as possible, or you may not be able to hold your breath for 1 minute or even 30 seconds. That is completely alright. You will see that as you keep doing the practice over a few days, you will be able to do the practice much more better, and you will also be able to hold your breath a little longer. So Jinesh is asking, breathing has to be from the nose or mouth. So when you're extending your tongue out and breathing powerfully in and out, then you have to breathe through the mouth. Once your mouth is closed and when you're breathing fully before holding your breath, then you inhale through the nose. Someone has asked how many times we can do this kriya. So one cycle of this kriya means you do 21 times with your tongue extended out and 21 times with your tongue curled up, and then you hold your breath for 1 minute. So this is one cycle of this kriya. Like this, you can do 2 to 3 times a day, leaving a minimum gap of 4 hours between each practice. Someone has asked, people with retinopathy, can we do it? So anyone can do this practice. If by doing this practice it is creating some sort of discomfort for you, you try to do it a little gently. Don't force yourself too much. So someone has said that while doing it, it seems like pressure is being applied behind my eyes and forehead and it makes my eyes red. So it could be because you're creating tension in your face. There is no need to create tension in your face or by pressing your eyes inside too much or by focusing in between your eyebrows. Such things are not required. Only thing you need to do is exhale and inhale powerfully and then hold your breath. Do not create tension in any part of your body. Someone has said the tongue has to be relaxed when you hold your breath for 1 minute. So when you're holding your breath for 1 minute, your tongue is inside your mouth. So when your tongue is inside, you don't need to create any tension. So there is a link where most of your questions are also answered. We'll be posting this link. So you can log on to this link and look for any other doubts you have regarding this practice. We hope that you enjoyed doing the practice today. You will see that if you keep doing this practice, the respiratory health and the immunity will be easily kept up after a few days or weeks of practice. Many people have shared that even when they had symptoms of this coronavirus, by doing this practice, after a few days or weeks, they were easily able to come out of these symptoms. Now we are not saying this is a cure for this virus, but the only thing that we can do right now is to boost our immunity, and this practice is very much helpful and is oriented towards boosting your own immunity. So this practice just takes 5 minutes maximum. So if you can do this practice 2 or 3 times a day, you will see that it will go a long way in boosting your own immunity. There is a lot of online support as well for you to do this practice. If you are not yet clear with the instructions, you can log on to the Sadhguru app or also on YouTube. These practices are available. You can go through the instructions a few times until you're comfortable with it. And once you're clear with the instructions, you can do the practice on your own. The important thing is you make sure you're on an empty stomach or somewhat hungry condition. Apart from this practice, we would also like to share a few things about boosting your own immunity. One thing is we need to maintain social distancing wherever we are. Apart from this, we also need to keep the places around us clean and disinfect them regularly. Also, consuming items like neem, turmeric and amla, which is the Indian gooseberry, would be very helpful. These things are traditionally known to boost your immunity. You can take 8 to 12 neem leaves, chew them and keep it in your mouth for about 1 to 2 hours. For turmeric, you can take a little bit of powder, add a few drops of water, make it into a marble-sized ball and consume it. Amla, you can smash one amla, add a little bit of salt and chew it and keep it in your mouth for about 1 to 2 hours. These things work best when they are consumed on an empty stomach. So it is best you consume these things early in the morning. Apart from this, you can also drink hot water about 4 to 5 times a day. You can add a few mint leaves or coriander leaves or lime and honey also and consume it. Make sure that when you're adding honey, the water should not be too hot, it should be lukewarm. So now it is the time of a crisis around us, and this has changed the pace of our lives. And it has made us rethink what we really want to do with our lives. Yes. Now this is the time for us to look deep within ourselves and see what we want to really do with our lives, where we want to take our lives. To support each one of you with this, we have a flagship program which is called Inner Engineering. Inner Engineering provides tools for one's well-being, for one to keep one's physical body, mind, emotions and energies in the most pleasant way possible. Inner engineering helps us to look deep within ourselves and build ourselves so that we are responsible for our own life situations and the situations around us. This program is being offered in various formats, including the Inner Engineering Online. You can experience the online program with Sadhguru at your home in your own pace with the 7 online sessions, each session going up to 90 minutes. During these challenging times, Inner Engineering is being offered free of cost to all the healthcare professionals and at half price for the rest of the people. Now, we would like to show you a short glimpse of Inner Engineering.
There are situations outside, there are impediments, challenges, but your own mind, your own emotion, your own attitude should not become an impediment and a challenge. If you are not a challenge to yourself, rest we will handle to the best of our capabilities. Inner engineering process by itself involves the body, the mind, emotion and energy. What we need to do with the body and energy, we will have to do direct because that's a kind of a transmission, that is not a teaching. But what we do with mind and emotion is a kind of a teaching that you can experience online. For most human beings, if the way they think and feel changes, you will see there is a tremendous change in their life. Fortunately, the preparatory part of inner engineering is available online also.
So we are happy to inform that today evening we have a weekly special darshan with Sadhguru. You can watch this darshan live on YouTube. Please make sure you log on to the Sadhguru page and you're logged on by 6 p.m. Also, there is some exciting news. There is something called Sadhguru Exclusive which is coming up. Here we will be posting content which has not yet been posted on public domain yet. These are videos of Sadhguru, very rare videos of Sadhguru, which he has spoken in some intimate gatherings with the ashram residents, in some of the advanced programs, with the teachers or with the brahmacharis. If you're interested in watching these videos, you can register. We'll be posting the link for that. It was wonderful to have you all with us today. Hope you enjoyed doing the practices. We look forward to having you with us again. Thank you.